Hello and welcome back to Blue Moon Pathways, video 2 for Sunday. Well, actually, it's video 4. Now, I actually did upload the general card reading at like 8:30 this morning. I'm hoping that by the time I upload this one, it's actually processed and uploaded to the channel. But the Learn With Me Tarot and the Crystal Showcase are up now. They uploaded quickly. Of course, the thing that scared me the most is the thing that is taking forever to upload. So, my whole thing of I was going to have a day to spend at home and just relax, that backfired because I ended up at work this morning. But, the upside of going into work is that I made a stop at our Satellite Hearts. Because I was so graciously given a gift card to spend at our Satellite Hearts, and it's been burning a hole in my pocket since I got it, and I thought, why not treat myself today? So I did. What do I have? What do I have? What do I have? I did not buy crystals. I did, however, buy new oracle decks. So I have the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle by Kyle Gray. Ooh, now let's see if I can open them easily. It's funny because I walked into our Satellite Hearts and I was like, oh my goodness, it's so big. Because it moved at the end of the year, last year, into a bigger store. So it's a much bigger store, which means more to browse, and more to look at, and more to buy. And it's dangerous for me. But oh my goodness, would you look at, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know why at the moment, but I am drawn to very like cosmic-y looking things. So let's see. Inside, I love these ones that have little messages inside the box. Good ideas for when I create my own. We'll talk about that in a minute. I call forth from within the light of source. Thank you for standing at the forefront of my heart and mind. Thank you for activating the ancient wisdom of my soul. I welcome in the support of heaven, earth, the stars, light beings, and beyond. And so it is. So I love that. That's so pretty. I will actually do like a little show and tell. Probably on the front of the box actually says, as above, so below, so within, as without, connections to heaven and earth throughout the stargate of your heart. As I was saying, I will do like a little show and tell of each of the cards, probably on TikTok. But if it is something that interests you, like me flipping through the cards to show you what they look like, we could create like a little mini series and like just do a speed run through of them all. So deck 1, which was not the deck I went in there to buy. I went in with a plan. I knew what deck I wanted to buy. And the first 2 decks I'm going to show you, and neither of them is the deck that I actually went in there to get. They're just decks that caught my eye and I was like, ooh, I'll get that. Safe to say I spent over the gift voucher. Because I suck at a budget. Next one I got is by Anna Stark. Now, the funny thing is, I have Kyle Gray cards already, and I love them. Same as Anna Stark. So I have the Sacred Light Oracle, Ascension cards for the Spiritual Seeker by Anna Stark. And I have other Anna Stark cards, as I said. Like I said, there is a theme sort of going through, like they're bluish and like universe-based. Ooh. Energy attachments. Ooh, I like that. That's pretty. We like that. Inner Oracle. Temple Secrets. So pretty. Absolutely love it. And then next we have another bundle. I'll show you the ones that I didn't go in there for first. This one I did like a third sweep of the store, and I found this and I was like, ooh, pretty. I'm going to have that one too. I shouldn't have done the third sweep of the store. As it is, I already walked away not getting one deck, and I'm kicking myself for not getting it. But after we unbox this one and the next one, then I'll tell you more about that one. So this is the Astral Realms Crystal Oracle. Dark Moon Crystals and Prism and Fleur Design Studio. I am fine. I just have a horrible cough, which is causing me to lose my voice every now and again. Ooh. I like this one because it is crystals. But it is also the boundaries and everything like that. So it's got like, so Moonstone here has, it's for the crown chakra and it's transcendence. And then we go into Aragonite, which is for initiation and fire element, and the South Node, Labradorite, and boundaries. So each one has like 3 different things attached to the images. So cool. As you can tell, I'm going to have a lot of fun using so many of these now because, like, yay, more decks. I do have to update my library list though, because I do have a Excel spreadsheet of everything that I have in my library for decks, for Oracle and Tarot. So I will have to be updating that one. If you see any that you like the look of and that you would like to receive a reading from, leave a comment below with which deck grabs your attention, and then we can talk about how you would go about getting a reading from myself. The one that I went in there to buy, the one that I fell in love with online. It is the Sacred Sea Oracle by Justine Serbrun. So pretty. So pretty. The reason I fell in love with it was I saw some of the pictures online and I was like, this is gorgeous. It is water-based. Like, it is ocean-based, and like, oh my goodness, like, seriously, like, hello. It is just gorgeous. I am, oh, Sea Goddess of Abundance. Now, she's stunning. I am so in love. Oh, Sea Queen, Diamond Light, Unified Passions. Yes, please. So, I'm going to have a very nice week, or, well, really nice day today, adding these and playing around with them and getting some more information from them, which will be lovely. I'm just putting rubbish in a bin so that I don't have it lying around anywhere. Now, I have this habit. I will go into a store and I will walk around it once, browse, walk around it the second time, pick up whatever it was that I was actually going in there to get, and then I will do a third trip just to be like, did I miss anything that's interesting? That's how I got the Astral Realms deck. On the first deck, there was something there's one that I'm kicking myself for not getting, and I've actually contacted the store and been like, hey, can you put that on hold for me, because I'll be back to pick it up sometime during the week. It just wasn't in the budget this week. Even though I went over the budget, it was not in the budget that I went over. And I didn't see it on the first sweep of the store, on the first sweep of the deck rack. I did see it on the second one, and I was like, oh my god. And I was like, oh my god, I have to, it's like instant like thing to it. And then I walked away and I was like, yep, no. Third loop, I went back, had another look at it. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. I do quite like that. And then I paid for everything, got in my car, got driving like 2 minutes down the road, and I went, I want it, and I'm kicking myself for not getting it. So as soon as I got home, I messaged the store and was like, hey, can you put one of them on hold for me so I don't miss out on it? So what is it that I am so madly in love with and that I can't wait to get next week when I have the funds for it? It is a labyrinth-based tarot deck. Labyrinth is in the movie with David Bowie. You remind me of the babe. What babe? The babe with the power. What power? The power of voodoo. Who do you do? What? Remind me of the babe. That movie. If you know, you know. And like, it's the Goblin King and he's amazing. And I absolutely love that movie. And it's like one of my favorites from growing up. And so I was like, oh no, I didn't. Like in store, I was like, oh, it's I like it and I want it. Walking away from it, there was the minute I got in my car and I was like driving away from the store and the deck, I was like, I left my baby deck at the store and I need to go back and get it, but I can't go back and get it just yet. So, yeah, that's my little whole thing of like, I will often talk about like you form attachments to things and like you instantly, your intuition will tell you what deck is supposed to be in your library. This situation was one of those situations where my intuition told me that yes, I would like that deck and yes, it will eventually be in my life. And then it gave me an option. Like my intuition gave me a chance. It gave me a window to be like, hey, do you actually want to get it today or are you happy to walk away? And in the moment, I was happy to walk away. I'm not happy I walked away. I want that deck. And I want it in my hands. And it's not here. And I'm sad. But I know that it will come home with me at some point this week. Because I will go and get it. Because I know it's meant to be mine. Because that movie is amazing. And I have fond memories of that movie. And whenever I'm having a bad day, or I'm in a certain mood, that's one of those movies that I go back to. That's a safe spot. That's a home base for me. Our general reading was saying home bases are powerful things and you can have them with movies and books and music and people and places and experiences, and the Labyrinth is a home base for me. Because I get the, just letting you know, right now I have the You Remind Me of the Babe song playing constantly in my head, but it's only that short little snippet of the song that is playing in my head and it's driving me absolutely bonkers now, so I'm gonna have to watch that movie tonight. So yeah, that's my little haul expedition reward for myself for this week, and reward for myself for having such a sore throat and half losing my voice all week this week, and a reward because I actually did the thing that scared me and did the general card reading and put it up on YouTube, which is terrifying almost days of the week. So I was really proud that I actually pulled it off. And I actually think we ended up with like 5 cards being pulled out, which was so much fun. I absolutely adored it. One big thing that I am working on, which if you follow me on Facebook, you may have already seen, or if you know me at all, 2 years ago, I actually did want to create my own Oracle deck. And 2.5 years ago, I actually started to write the little list of what the cards would be, the topics that they would cover, how I wanted them to look, how I would design them. And then I got stumped on the wording and how to actually bring the images to life. So I got off-put and I got, my little spark got diminished a little bit, and like the fire went out. And over the last two weeks or so, I've been thinking about doing it again. And I've had encouragement from friends and from family. And so I've decided to do it. I found all of the old things that I had already created and like the little index cards and everything that I had already created for it. And I was like, yep, this is great. This is fantastic. And now I have 3. I want to create. Now, I don't know what order, well, I do know what order they're going to come out in, because I am creating a little affirmation oracle deck, which will be roughly 33 to 35 cards, so an affirmation on each. There will be like a hidden little surprise element that I'm not going to tell you about until I've actually got them in my hot little hands and I can show you how awesome they are. But I am in love with them and I'm having a lot of fun designing them and making them, so that's a plus. So the affirmation cards will be probably the quickest ones that I work on getting out. Then I will have the oracle ones. Now they're all going to have a similar element to them in how they look. So they're going to be like a little set. So you'll get the affirmations cards, then you go for the oracle deck, and then later on down the track, because it's going to be the hardest one to create, will be my tarot deck. So yes, they are in the works. I am actually very much motivated. I am loving it. I actually am designing everything on my iPad, which means that I take it everywhere with me, and anytime I have 5 seconds spare, I get out my little Apple pen and I start drawing more things and scribbling more things and writing more notes and doing everything like that. I'm not artistic at all. I have no ability to draw, no ability to do anything like that. I am a storyteller at heart. I have always been better with writing stories and living in an imaginary world than I have been to draw an escape for somebody. But I've found a way to do it, and I am quite proud of how I am doing it, and it is all me, and it is a stress relief for me to be creating them. So I'm hoping that when you get them eventually, they will be a stress relief for you guys to use as well, and they will help you all with your journey. So I am looking at probably creating like a little Kickstarter fund or something like that, like, you know, those things, because as far as I can tell, designing them is going to be the easiest thing that I can do. Like designing them and getting all the wording right, that's going to be the easiest step for me. Finding somewhere to print them and print them how I want them is going to be the more difficult part and probably the more expensive part. So my aim is that by hopefully like the end of June, I can have the affirmation deck ready, completed, printed, done. I can advertise it and all of that good stuff. And then by, I would say, like the end of the year would be the Oracle deck, and then next year would be the Tarot deck. So it'll be like 6 months roughly, except the affirmations deck, because it's flowing a lot simpler and a lot easier than I thought it would. That one should be a little bit easier to make and create, and then hopefully find somewhere nice and easy to get it printed. So if you know anywhere that prints like not gift cards or like birthday cards or like greeting cards, but somewhere that actually prints like double-sided matte oracle cards or tarot cards or anything like that, comment below, link them below. I am open to suggestions as to where I could go. I'm going to contact a couple of local printing places in my hometown and see whether they do that sort of a thing, or whether they know of anyone who does, because you know what, industry normally knows industry, so that's always fun. But yeah, that's where I am. We are still doing the Learn With Me Tarot on TikTok. We have actually just gotten into the Suit of Wands. So we finished with the Major Arcana on Monday, and then we moved straight into the Suit of Wands. So we're 5 cards in. So that's lovely. And I am loving learning more about the tarot cards and their meanings and everything like that. And it's hard to grasp it all. Like, and that's coming from somebody who's been doing this since 2013. Like, they're not easy to learn. Like, they're not. Like, that's why sometimes imagery is so helpful, because like you can look at an image and know what you're supposed to what you can pull from it and information like that, and what the universe wants you to pull from it. But if you weren't, like, to me, sometimes reading a study handbook, guidebook, there's so much information in it and I get so confused. So I think that's why I'm loving doing the Learn With Me Tarot on TikTok, because I'm breaking it down into tiny little bits of information that are vital for, I think, are the key points of the card and what the universe is sharing. And also what's really cool is the more I do that, the more I learn what I want to put into my own deck, because when you create your own tarot deck, the meanings are the same. It's the card images that are different and how you tell the story. An oracle deck could be anything you want, and that's amazing. And that's sort of why that was the first thing I was drawn to, because I was like, I want to do an oracle deck because I want to tell stories on each card. Like, that's just who I am. And then the affirmation deck idea actually came from when I was doing meditations on Sound Prism Wellbeing with Danny Giddings. So I'll link Sound Prism and Danny in the comments, and I'll also add the link for our Satellite Hearts website down the bottom as well. So affirmations was something we touched on briefly before we took a hiatus. I'm going to say hiatus because I think we will go back to doing meditations at some point. At some point. Yes, we will. And they were something we sort of started to touch on. And I was like, there was something like I was enjoying because like finding a way to trick your, and I will say trick because it is trick, because you get stuck in a way of speaking and thinking about yourself that you do have to trick your mind into thinking and saying nicer things about yourself and about how you interact and how you are and how you exist in the world. So that's really like powerful for me. So at the moment I'm really enjoying like figuring out, I have a little post on Facebook where I'm asking people to comment areas in their lives that they sort of struggle with and they would think that they would need affirmations for. And it's fascinating to see what people are commenting because they are such deep subjects. And it's like, yes, I understand that. Yes, that is something that I struggle with myself. So yes, that's something that I want to help with. And it's fascinating. And it's so lovely to see that you're not alone in what you are struggling with. People are dealing with similar things in their own way. We all just sort of bundle it up and keep it all in here and don't let anything out. So yeah, that is it for this week. I'll give you one more cough for the road. To be fair, I have rapid tested every day and I am negative. It is just like a throat infection, I think, or a frog in the throat or something. But yes, so I'm very happy. I have 4 new Oracle decks and I am working on my own creations to further myself along and to push myself out of my comfort zone. I am going to do more video recorded general readings because it was actually fun. Like, it was strange to do it, but it was enjoyable. So I'm going to try and do that more often. But yeah, so TikTok is still getting posted twice a day. Instagram is at the moment once a week because I haven't been as on top of that one as I would like to be. So at the moment it will be 1 post a week. Facebook is daily card readings still. Today's daily card reading on Facebook will look a little bit differently because it will be a link to the YouTube channel to see the general card reading. And YouTube is still Sundays. But yeah. All right. Let me know. Did anyone have any suggestions for the crystal of the week for this week? Because it starts tomorrow and I still don't know what it's going to be. I really don't. So it's going to be a surprise to you and to me as to what I pick for tomorrow morning to put up. But yeah, that's it from me. And I will see you all next week. Okay, bye.